Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning back in to another episode of Listening Pleasure, where real talk meets real life. Today's guest is a young man who's turning his dreams into reality straight out of 757. He's from Warwick High School, and he's committed to signing with Norfolk State under none other than the legendary coach Mike Vick himself. As y'all always know, take this time, like, click, subscribe, and share our channels. And y'all welcome to the stage, none other than my man I'Ziah Emery. Welcome, welcome.
Appreciate you for having me.
That's what's going on, man. Appreciate you for coming on. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Man, it's one of them episodes I'm excited about. We got the questions.
Yeah,
I know
me
you
too.
got the answers in the stories, and we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna let you give you a little brief introduction about yourself, and then we're gonna get into it.
Okay, so my name's I'Ziah Emery, mostly known as Z. I'm 18 at Warwick High School, about to graduate. I'm a child of God. I'm a son. I'm a brother. And yeah, I'm just thank you for letting me be up here, man.
I appreciate it so much, man. I appreciate you for coming on.
Mm.
Yeah. So like we always say to the viewers, you got any questions, you want to show some love, just click comment away, and we're gonna definitely get into it. So like I said, we're gonna get into the story. So what better way to get into it with starting off all the way from the beginning. Tell us where you from, where you come from. You know what I mean? We're gonna start from there.
Yes. I'm from the Hampton, Newport News area, born and raised downtown, but I lived everywhere in Newport News. First off in Hampton too. That's where I'm from really. From Newport News,
Okay.
Hampton area.
Okay, that's what's up. From the peninsula, the pizza, the pen. Um, since you're from that area, we're gonna take you back to some of your roots. What was it like growing up in the Newport News and Hampton area? And then we'll talk about how it shaped you as an athlete and as a person. But tell us what it's like growing up in the Newport News and Hampton area.
Growing up in the area, it's different. It's three different sections of Newport News. It's downtown, it's midtown, and it's uptown. And it's all like three different cities combined into one. They all act differently. So you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The what helped me grow is like had a mental thing, like all of them different is learning how to fit in with each other and how to be yourself. Cause they all act differently. All the people from both sections.
no
Different with
question.
everything. Learn how to communicate with people that you never communicated with before.
That's true. That's true. Like you said, hey, that was three different parts of the city, like you said, man, and even with the downtown areas, different areas, different parts.
Yeah.
Before we got a lot of shout out, a lot of love going on. Uh, what's going on? Tayshawn Campbell said, "Yeah." Shorty said, "What's up?"
Mm.
Made up a group from Woodside to Ward. Well, we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that. We're gonna get onto that too. But let's get into the football a little bit. So, like, you're a
Mm.
football star. I see you playing basketball now.
Yeah.
I don't know what other sport you play in high school. That's as much as I see. I try to keep up with all the athletes from the area, whether I coach them or whatever. I try to keep up.
You
So,
ran track a
what's
little bit, ninth grade year.
oh
Ran
yeah,
track a little. Yeah, just a little bit.
okay, that's what's up, man. Multi-sport guy. What's your what's your earliest football memory that you can think of? Your earliest, the first thing you can remember from football.
Earliest football memories, my first year playing football for the Boys and Girls Club. We
Mm-hmm.
had this little drill. It was called the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
This way. I think they banned this drill actually. I think they actually banned it. It,
Yeah, we
it
we we found a different way to do it, but go ahead.
so there'll be one person in the middle, and the rest of the team is lined up about 5 yards across from each other. And the person in the middle had to hit everyone on the team. Either they run with a football, either they just go hit. But if you fumble or if you fell down, you had to start all the way over with everyone on the team. And usually the coaches, they'll put some crazy guy in the back, big, strong, test you out, see how your mental is, see if you're gonna fall or not. You just had to dig deep and get through it all.
No question. Listen, that's what's up. What's going on? I see some of my kids on watching. What's going on, KJ? What's going on, Eddie? Y'all heard that drill? So it's gonna be introduced. We're gonna be doing it at the Panthers this year. Uh, with the football, so who you would say who started you or what started you on your football journey?
What started me,
Who
at
or
the
what?
oh,
Mm-hmm.
who? I
Yeah,
said my parents started my football journey. I was a little chubby kid back in the day. So they decided they gonna get me into sports. And they
yeah.
just kept trying me in sports. I done played baseball, I done played soccer, I done ran track. I tried tennis one time. They
Mm.
just had me in everything. So, yeah, had me doing
Hey,
all sports.
man, listen, man. Certain guys I can remember to that year you talking about, man, it was
Mhm.
just from the age of like 6 and 5. It was a lot of y'all I just knew from that age, y'all. Certain kids you just knew had it. That team was special. We'll get
Yeah.
into that too.
Yeah, that was a
Uh
special team right there.
was it like was there like a specific moment where you knew like you said you tried other sports and you did other
Mhm.
sports where you knew like football where you was like, yeah, this is my sport.
I say I was about 8 years old. This 8, 9. This when I played for the Langley Eagles. This is my first year there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got three different moments actually. So the
Come
first
on.
one
Yeah, take your
is all
time.
the
We got
same
plenty of
team.
time. You can talk about all of them.
They had me at running back. You know, we had a play called halfback pass. So, so this is the first one. The quarterback toss it out to me. I'm faking like I'm about to run. Defense come. It's actually crazy because I threw it to Marcus Hobson, the Howard command. He played line. He was that wide receiver back in the day. He did threw it about 30, 40 yards. He caught it. That's when I felt like that man right there.
Yeah.
Another one, second one. I'm in practice for the same team. We scrimmaging the older guys. He get like a little power dive type play. I come
Hmm.
through the gap, hit him. His helmet flew off. Everyone hyping me up. So that's why I knew linebacker was my position
Yeah.
out of everything. That's why I fell in love with it. And the last one, we were playing Langley was a game. We were playing Virginia Beach Mustangs out
Hmm.
in Virginia Beach. This one they was like top ranked, heavy ranked.
Yeah. And
So and
Pop
I
Warner.
forgot, yeah, and Pop Warner, yeah.
Hmm.
So me and this guy, he been going at it. We like 9, 10, so it's not nothing crazy. We just going at it on the field. Then I hear his dad on the sideline. His dad said, "What he say?" He said, "Run him over." So,
Mm.
so he get like a little halfback swing route. I'm at linebacker. I come to chase him. We meet on the sideline. We collide. We hit each other. We both fall. I get back up. 5 minutes later, the ambulance out coming to get him.
Oh man, you did
Ambulance
him
came.
dirty.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that was definitely helmet to helmet, but yeah, I got up. He stayed on the ground. That
Hey,
was that
that's
was
gonna
the
happen
key
in the
moment.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that those moments happen, man. Y'all went undefeated at that Langley team too, right?
Yeah, we were real stacked. I'm not gonna lie, we were real stacked.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember Marcus playing fullback, wide receiver, some of everything.
Yeah. Messiah Del Home was on the offensive tackle. That was crazy. Think about it
Yeah.
now.
Listen, cause I think I ended up getting the kid from there. Um
Mm.
was Superman Kamari Dillon on y'all team?
Oh yeah,
He
he
was
was
on
on
the
our
line.
team.
He was on the line too,
Yeah,
on it.
he was on the
Hey,
line
listen,
too.
it's crazy
Mm.
how so many of them kids changed positions and played different spots. I remember he came because that's the year I went over to the Ducks, and he came the
Mm-hmm.
next year, and we ended up. That's how he got the name Superman. He had some Superman cleats on, and we ended up start calling him Superman. Moved him from that line, put him in the backfield, and then moved him to the linebacker. Worked with him in there. Him and another guy that committed with you, Brendan
Oh,
Thompson.
Brendan,
Yeah.
yeah, it's my
But we'll
guy.
get into that. We're gonna as we said, we just talking about the sports. So, you came up through some legendary programs. I
Mm-hmm.
know you played for the Boys and Girls Club. You just said the Eagles, Shutdown, and the Cavs that I can remember. So we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about some of your different programs. So let's go. You started off. What was the first program you started off with?
Boys and Girls Club,
Oh,
Spartans.
okay, that's right. The green and gold record machine. Now
Yeah.
you back. Now you back a
Now
spot.
back to
Yeah,
exactly. Funny how the world works.
yeah, man. So it happens that way. So let's talk about some of your boys' club days, man. What you remember from that first year?
First year,
Mm-hmm.
actually funny. I was actually really scared to hit. First year,
Yeah,
I was getting into it. I was a little soft, but I remember all the times and practices we had. We got into it eventually, now here like this. And it was a bunch of star power on that team. A bunch of people that went to college, basketball and football. So, it was a
facts.
bunch of athletes that got me
Yeah,
ready.
I be trying to tell the kids I coach now, man. I be like, the way we coach now is way softer than what we used to coach back. And I was like, them boys was like 5 and 6 year olds, and them practice was real. Like the practice was
Definitely.
10 times harder than the game. You know what I mean?
Definitely was. And they
So and I
showed
tell them that all the time. I say, man, we used to get it in, and and I love even I love that group of kids, and I love that them parents, because in the beginning they used to fight. Oh, y'all
yeah.
drilling the babies too hard. Y'all doing too
Then
much.
they
After that first win, they ain't say nothing else the rest of the
first win, won 56-0 versus Deer Park. They ain't say nothing no more.
nothing else the rest of the season, man. So I remember those days. On the boys and girls club team, we just talking about some on the Eagles. What's some of the kids you can remember from that team? Like you said, some was good, whether went on to different teams, and it was good in youth sports, high school, or whatever. What's some of those
Yeah.
kids you can remember from those early
Right.
from that time?
Firstly, Long Live Bunchy, Long Live X. That's one of
That's
them,
right.
one of the quarterbacks. Your son, Derek Gurley. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we got Bob Saquon Smith going to Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
We got Derek Banks.
That's right.
Both call them DJs. We had
Mm-hmm.
Nakai Davenport. I think he
Mm-hmm.
at USF right now.
Yeah.
I think so if I'm right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had not Travian, his younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
We had Nudie,
Mm-hmm.
Devin Anthony. We had Eli, people
Mm-hmm.
like that. A bunch of talent, bunch of athletes.
Man, we was
And I
loaded.
know I'm missing some more. I know I'm missing more.
Yeah, man. I could just think and listen to you talk. Names pop. Like you got Amir Ebron. We had
Oh yeah, Ebron. I remember
Keon
him.
Farmer. We had
Yeah.
Keontae Gray.
Oh yeah, Keontae was on that team. Yeah.
Um, man, we was loaded, man. Adonis on the line.
Yeah, we was
Uh,
stacked.
yeah, the
Willie was
Crackhead
nice back
Boys.
then too.
Yeah, Willie, Lil
Mm,
Swill.
mm.
Man, listen, man. We had. I remember that year we had about 35 kids, man. And everybody could hold their
Eh,
own weight, man. That was, in my opinion, that was one of my best teams ever. I always say that. Like,
Definitely.
I
Especially
wish,
looking now.
I wish we would have known some of the stuff we knew now to put that team on the market. I think, man, as you
Mm,
say, now we know about the youth national championships or whatever. Oh, we would have definitely
yeah.
won that. We would have won that. We would have, yeah,
Absolutely with
yeah,
ease.
yeah, we would have won that with no problem. And then
Yeah.
you left from there, like you said, you went on to the um,
Eagles.
Eagles.
Mm.
You want to give us? Well, you just started a little bit. You talk about well, we just talked about all the Eagles player. Pretty much anybody
Mm.
else you felt like missed out on the Eagles you want to mention? Talk
Uh
about your Eagle days.
Two basketball players, Messiah Stevens, he committed for
Mm.
basketball, and Avion Tucker. They was both on that team.
Oh
Play
yeah,
receiver and
okay.
running back.
Shout out
Mm,
to them. That's what's up.
yeah.
That's what's going on. Let me see. Catch a little comments up real quick so y'all viewers can stay active. What's going on, Khalil? You heard about that drill called the tunnel? We're gonna be introducing that in equipment. What's going on? Crystal definitely was one of the parents in the beginning. Y'all drilling them babies too hard.
Definitely.
Represent small feet. That's right. Keontae, small feet. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that year at the club. We had a shout out to Coach West, man. He had this guy do a song. Remember y'all had the CD the song. We had our
We
own
them
song.
boys.
Yeah, we don't.
I remember that song.
Yeah, yes, I remember that. Yeah, that was going on. Um, man, that's crazy. As I just
Yeah.
said, shout out to Coach West, man. Give a shout out to some of your youth coaches who you felt like really
Mm.
impacted you, and just leave it at that. Who
Well,
impacted you?
first, shout out to you, Coach Rob.
I appreciate that,
Shout
man.
out. Got Coach Chop from the beginning.
Hmm.
Moving on to the Eagles, I shout out Coach Brown and Coach Astor. Those are the offensive coaches. I was a big running back player back then. I thought I was gonna play
Yeah,
running back in high school.
I thought so too. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Going to shutdown, we got Coach Lamont, we got Coach Moody, Coach Elton Brown, people like that. Going to the Cavaliers, we had Coach VT. That was really like, since me and Bob was on the other side of the water, that was like our second dad when we had to go over there for real. Sometimes we stay on the weekends, he'll help us do a bunch of stuff like that. Shout out Coach
Shout out
VT.
to VT. That's like my man. That's my right hand man. V, what up,
Yeah.
baby?
And lastly, I think Raptors, I had 14U Spring League. Shout out Coach Destin. He was the coach for that team. You know how he is already. He trained hard. He expect perfection. So
Yeah,
he got us right.
that's what's up. Hey, listen, I'm glad you said that because I did skip over, and I don't want to disrespect the youth organizations. We stopped at the Eagles. What about? Let's talk about shutdown. Your shutdown days, because I forgot about when you bring up shutdown, and you did bring up the Cavs. We talk about them
Mm.
shutdown days. What you remember about some of your shutdown days?
Shutdown was fun. That was a new organization. So it came in very hyped. We was already hyped to play. I remember one time we doing Oklahoma drill. This was the funniest moment I remember from shutdown. So we had Keon Batts at trying to tackle one of the linemen, and the lineman beside me, the lineman that's going, he whispered to me. He said, "I'm gonna hurdle him." So I'm just laughing. I'm joking it off. He jump over him, actually hurdle him. I ain't never seen Keon get so mad. Like he felt disrespected.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Especially he got hurdle and alignment. Oh
yeah.
man, I know that lit
Everyone,
practice up.
it definitely did.
Yeah, that's man, that's wild. I remember, yeah, yeah, shutdown. Y'all definitely came in. Elton and them definitely came in doing something
Yeah.
different. I still say this to this day. We put on one of the biggest games. I remember, and I'm gonna just say this. I remember they called us out all year. We was at the Ducks. Y'all
Oh,
was at
shutdown
shutdown.
was old town.
Yeah, they. Oh man, they playing in the baby league. They this, that, and the third. It was a great game. We played on a great game. Was you on that
Yeah.
team, or
Oh
you was under
no,
that?
I was with the Eagles actually. Then I was
Oh,
at the game though.
okay. Oh
I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched. Did Makai Frisbee score the last touchdown? It was someone.
Uh,
I forgot. Y'all scored in like overtime and won.
Yeah. I forgot who scored for. Oh, Superman. I think
Oh,
Dillard.
Superman
Amari Dillard
scored.
scored.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, that was crazy. When he scored, they ran all in the end zone, picked him up. Yeah, that was a good
yeah,
game, man. I remember that. You had talked about your Cal day, but yeah, I just remember that. Any
Mm.
kids from Shutdown you want to shout out real quick?
Uh, Shout out Keon as I was mentioning. Shout out Kason Farrar, UConn
Hmm.
quarterback.
That's right.
Jaden Gilliam, he was my corner at Warwick.
Hmm.
Shout out Deshaun Simmons. He was my other corner at Warwick. Then he went to Menchville. I want to shout out
That's
them guys. Yeah.
that's what's up, man.
Shout
Uh,
out Pop and shout out Dior too. Pop and
okay.
Dior.
Pop.
Yeah.
What man, what Pop at? He did he go
He
to
was at
Emory?
ODU.
Oh, ODU. Okay, ODU.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Dillard at Emory Henry. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So, anybody from your Cav days? I know we talked about that. I just want to make sure we get the players. Talk
Mm.
about the youth. Anybody from Cavs you remember? Shout out. I'm just doing that because we
Yeah.
just want to see how guys we remember from the younger days and if they still playing now.
Yeah. First, shout out well, Torrey Newkirk was on the younger team actually. He a little young
Mm.
to be a senior. We had him
That was the quarterback at what's his
at
name, right?
Maury.
Yeah,
Yeah. We had Brandon Nesbitt, BJ. It was the running back from Oscar Smith.
yeah.
The older team had Assad Brown, Bam, both of them that played for Oscar Smith.
Hmm.
We had a couple Oscar Smith linebackers too. Try to remember we all had nicknames. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
remember their real
yeah.
names.
Cavs was definitely different back then.
Cavs
Shout out to my
definitely
man
was.
Frank. My man Frank. Um,
Facts.
Yeah, let me see. Krista, daggone right, Krista. She said barbecue chicken.
That was the
Yeah,
play.
yeah, that was the sitting in the house. It was getting ugly then. Um, so out of those players, how many of those guys you seen on the high school level, whether you played with them or against them, that you can remember?
I didn't see about all of them. I'm not gonna lie. From
Okay.
Maury, Maury had Art Watford too. We played against him before. LeBron Bond, I played against him. When I was on the Cavs, he was on the Raptors, which made no sense to be honest, because he from that side of the water, we from the other side.
Yeah,
So
y'all did the short swap. Yeah.
yeah, he went over there. Davion Roberts, Bull, he played for the
Uh
Raptors
huh.
when I played. Yeah, him. I wish I could have seen Bob. I wish I could have played Bob in high school, but he went to Georgia.
I was ready to see
I
him on the scene around here.
Yeah. I wish I could have played Brandon Nesbitt, but he was 6'8", we was 5'8". We never had that game scheduled. They want to schedule it after we all leave. I Smith versus Ward,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Um,
Messiah. I played against Messiah my freshman year. When he was at Bethel, I was at Woodside. Stuff
and
like that.
then y'all teamed up.
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy, right? Yeah.
definitely crazy.
Um, yeah. So as you know, we talking about the still talking about the youth football and Hampton Roads. So the Hampton Roads youth football scene is like real intense around here. We just talking about how that shutdown game, back to like the boys club and Doors Miller rivals and all that. So what was like some of your most memorable games, rivalries from those early days? I say that because like you say, you was at a couple of different places.
Yeah, definitely would be Doris Miller versus the Boys and Girls Club. That was always a heated game. We were the only two teams that was really competing. Everyone else was blowouts. Parents about to fight.
Yeah, it brought the city
Everyone
out.
ready. Definitely burned the city out. Kids, I like that competitive energy though. Like it made everyone want to go harder. So it really brought good out for the kids that was in there. Brought
Yeah, man,
good out.
it was rough. You would think we hated each other during the game. After the game, it was all love. I
Yeah.
remember those
We'll live
days.
on the block with someone,
Yeah,
other team. Go hang
yeah,
out, go
man.
hoop after.
Yeah, because those was the only two teams down this way. Down in the East End at the time. Then you
Yeah.
probably got a bunch.
They're
What about
combined
your?
now, which is crazy.
Yeah, I won't go speak on that, but yeah, that's yeah. What about at your Eagle days? What you think was your biggest rival game you can remember from there?
I ain't gonna lie, probably the Mustangs, but we had too much star power, so every time we was really just sweeping. It won't that
Mm,
much comp. I'm not gonna lie. Besides the Mustang game, we was
yeah,
sweeping everyone. Yeah.
yeah. Um, who else? Shutdown. What you think was your most?
Shut down, us versus the Raptors. It felt like Doris Miller versus the Boys Club all over again. That
Mm,
game, and we had to cross the water rival the Hurricanes. This when they
mm-hmm,
was number one in the nation at that point. We lost. We
mm,
lost like 21-14. That was a heartbreaker right there. They
mm.
We saw they was talking on Facebook, parents, kids, coaches, and all that. They thought they was about to beat us by 40.
Oh yeah,
Couldn't let
they
that happen.
thought they had an easy one on their hands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that definitely was the great rival. I guess you could say it really took over the, like you said, the boys club. There was a little rival for the thing.
Raptors and Shutdown.
Yeah. What about your last place? The Cavs.
Cavs rivals was the Raptors. Me and Bob was supposed to go there. We didn't. We
Yeah,
went to the other side of the water. Shocked them
yeah,
all. We
yeah,
won the first time 7-6. I think they won the championship game 14-12.
yeah,
So yeah, that was crazy.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
good matchup. So I love that energy right there.
Okay, that's all good. And fans, if y'all looking, I see y'all. Listen, man, you doing good numbers. We got a lot of people watching. If you got respectable questions to ask him about high school or whatever, or his days of youth football, you can ask, and we'll put some up. We'll ask some that we think is worthy of asking. That's not too much.
Mm.
Um, so as you say, we're going from the youth to high school. So walk us through your Woodside days. What it was like, that experience from going from the youth ball, coming to high school, the playing time, injuries, no
Mm.
injuries, and the ultimate decision to transfer.
From Woodside, I like to shout out Coach Danny Dodson. and Coach Floyd. Coach Floyd really got me with Woodside for. He came to a rec league game. He said he liked what he seen. He told me to come to Woodside. I'm right down the street, so I'm feeling like, yeah, I can do that. I was messing with his vibe and stuff. I done worked out at his gym. He been training me recently. So yeah, that's what let me go into Woodside at first. Woodside, yeah, Danny Dotson was really like military type. So everything had to be perfect and ran right, especially with that wing T offense. You know. Yeah, he was getting us right with the wing T and the defense, just doing it over and over, repeating. It was drilled into our brains really like a military team. Coach Flood, he played at Norfolk State. So he getting us right pre-practice stretching, pre-practice workouts, stuff like that, preparing you for college. After practice, we probably running a couple sprints, doing a couple extra drills, getting us right for Woodside. I felt like they did a pretty good job over there, helping us out, become better athletes, better men.
So how did it go that how did it go to that freshman year as a season? What y'all how the team do? If I can't remember, what side was
Mm.
doing? Was they doing good that year?
Yeah, we
Well,
we went
they
to
never was trash doing Dotson era.
nah, nah. We went to regionals for the first three games. I didn't really play. I didn't really start. I didn't start at all actually. Then a linebacker ahead of me, a senior, he got hurt for the rest of the season. I think he tore his meniscus. He
Mm.
put me in. He came back near the end of the year, but by that time I was already rolled. I feel like I was already
Lights out.
going.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at that point it was lights out for that. So freshman year, I was getting used to it. At first, I didn't really know how it was going to work because rec league, we really just man on man get this guy. So it
Mm-hmm.
took it took me like a couple games to get really in the zone, but once I did, it came natural. It became easier. I started reading guards. I started noticing the little like movements because this is the first time I really watched film. I
Yeah,
fell in love with watching film. So that's what made everything really easy. I'm calling out the plays before it even happens. So yeah.
man, it's
W-
good stuff.
mm.
Um, so like we said, the Woodside days wasn't the last days in high school. So what ultimately led to your decision to transfer from Woodside?
Firstly, I got hurt my 10th grade year, second game of the year, tore my whole labrum. I didn't even
Mm,
play my 10th grade year really. Played 1.5 games. Secondly, you know, Danny Dotson had retired. We knew he was going to retire that year before everyone really. He told us after the regional game. So as a group, we felt like Danny Dotson. What's the point? And I've been hearing about Warwick. I've been hearing everyone transfer, but my dad lived in that area, so I'm like, why not? I heard about the good program. They've been on the rise about 10th grade year. We lost to them actually, in triple overtime.
mm-hmm.
Triple overtime. We lost to them. So I was like, why not make the move? Because all my older teammates, my rec league players I played with, they done made. I was really the last one to make the move to Warwick, but when I did, the rest was history.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me get some of these comments. Your family, people's own. DeCarlo said, "Great kid." Joe said, "Let's go Woodside." What's up, Joe? Uh, look, Carlos say, "Super proud of me, my guy."
Appreciate it. That's my AAU
Uh,
basketball coach.
okay, you got to excuse me. Renee Rivers say, "Little cousin, much love from Philly."
Thank you, thank you,
So proud of you.
thank you.
All right, that's what's up. Excuse me. So we always know you left the Wood Side and going to war, as you said.
Mm.
Um, so in the beginning, when you get there, compare the Woodside days and the Ward program for us. You know, like what was the biggest
Oh.
difference in the culture, coaching, playing style?
One of the first biggest differences was definitely conditioning and lifting. When I came to Warwick, I was around this off of injury, so I couldn't really do nothing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
around 245, 250 ish. I'm big. When before the season even started, before game one, I'm around 210, 215. But it's muscle now. They done ran the fat out of me. They done got me bigger. So I felt ready for that. Another difference is just the culture. Like Woodside is very uptown, close to Yorktown, Williamsburg. Uh, Warwick is really midtown and downtownish area. So it's different students, it's different coaches, it's different ways they
Younger,
teaching the
way
game.
younger coaches too
Yeah,
compared to more urban and younger coaches. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely a huge difference. You see, Woodside's Wing T and Coach Danny Dodson, that was the first ever coach to coach at Woodside. And I don't think he was changing his style up ever, no matter if he stayed or not. And going to Warwick, it's a more throwing RPO type team. So,
Hmm.
yeah, defenses ran differently. Woodside, we ran a 4-4. Warwick, we ran a 4-2-5. It was pretty different. But once you got the coverages down and the scheme down how it was gonna run, it was straight from there.
All right, boom. Listen, that's good. I'm glad you said that because a lot of high schools in this area run wait on the pen. Not a lot. You be seeing dudes running 4.25. How you like as a linebacker? How you like that 4.25 compared to the 4.4?
I feel more free in a 4-2-5. Like I could float around. 4-4, I feel extra boxed in because it's
You're
a,
in
it's
the
a dude
box.
right
You're
beside me.
restricted.
Yeah, I'm restricted. 4-2-5. I do my job, but I can also float around, help others if they need it. You
More
know,
responsibility.
yeah, more responsibility. But I like that though. I like that pressure on me.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
more.
More responsibility, more plays. Like you said in that 4.4, you right here. This gap, that
Yeah,
gap. That's what I mean. You boxed in.
yeah.
Uh, J Dub say my boy. What's up? He say this
Mm.
Cuba. That's my boy Juan.
So
What's happening?
Q, Ward coaches.
Yeah, my son love playing beside him. Pella said that. Great leader.
Yeah, little Cardi.
Okay. Got a question
Mm.
from a viewer. Joe say, who is your favorite player right now? Good question.
As in what, like NFL?
I guess he put that in
What
there. So I guess we just say NFL and college
is
if you got one. Sure, we could go
is
all
it?
three levels. NFL, college, and high school. I know high school gonna be yourself other than yourself.
Yeah. You know, I'll start with NFL. I've always been a Seahawks fan. My room actually is designed for Seahawks, but I was with Bobby Wagner, Fred Warner. Those are my two favorite. Luke Kuechly back in the day because just how smart he was. He could read the field
Mm,
easily,
mm,
studying film. I like guys like that. You know,
mm.
college level. I forget his name. He was number 40 for LSU. He was a sophomore last year, but I used to watch his freshman highlight tape. He was crazy.
Yeah.
Dang, I forget his name. But yeah, he was like number four. He was 40 freshman year, number four his sophomore year. He was
Okay.
crazy. I like Jahad Campbell, number 11 from Alabama. I liked him as a linebacker. He flowed around fast. He know how to play coverage, play in space. Now the high school level, I got one of my favorite players to watch is right beside me. I gotta go with X. He flew to the ball faster than me. He was a 4-year player at work. So at the beginning, he teaching me how to do stuff, teaching me how the defense is run. He was a good person to play beside. He was a great leader. He taught me what to do. If I didn't know, let's say the coverage, I don't hear it. He's telling me beside me. He was a great teammate. Definitely. Actually one of my
Facts.
favorites to play with.
Did you play offense at work or you just strictly defense?
I was strictly defense. They wanted me to because I just came off injury. They say you should play strictly defense.
Man, y'all ended my boy running back days, man. I put the rock in my man Z hands, man.
It's funny. Woodside, I was the backup quarterback, second
Oh
string quarterback
yeah.
at Woodside.
Yeah, you did. I forgot you did that. Dang, I'm tripping. I forgot. Yeah, you was quarterback. What you was like? You was quarterback with us too. Dang, you
Yeah.
X. I think we used about five
Hey,
quarterbacks that year
we
because we was
yeah,
blowing people out. You X DJ, uh,
Nakai.
Nakai. I think Lyons was our emergency quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had
You had a bunch.
everybody was getting burned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mm.
Got one from Cuba, man. He say, ask him, do he like his replacement at Ward?
Yeah. They before JV and when they come in varsity, I was helping them coach up. I trust Coach Sykes. Coach Sykes is a great linebacker coach, great defensive coordinator, and I hope to see him do good as a head coach. I
Yeah,
definitely love my replacements. They're definitely top tier. I hope they do better than me and better than me at X. Leave a bigger legacy at work. Do what we couldn't do.
no
I-
question, no question. He say Z talking about Harold Perkins. That's what somebody named Paul
Yeah,
said. Yeah.
yeah, Perkins, yeah. Definitely him from LSU.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I ain't know, man. You caught me on that one. I felt like an old man on that one. Normally I be up on it. So like we say, you talking about the replacement at Ward. So as Ward, what was like your defining moment at Ward that showed you and you felt like, okay, I could play at this next level?
It was actually my first game back. We play a team called Grassfield, not really a known good team. They are across the water. We traveling to them. You know,
Yeah.
it's around first quarter. This play went a little viral on Sports Plug. So coach called for a blitz. I'm creeping up. I blitzed the gap. It's a pass play. The running back come up to block me. I just run right through him. He fell like 3, 4 yards back, sacked the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. That's when I felt like I could play because, that was right back off injury. Like I just tore my
Mm-hmm.
whole shoulder. I'd been through so many emotions. Like it just mentally, I just felt ready for that game, that moment. And I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
performed at the right time.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So let's get to this question you had from a viewer. Uh Man, we go with that one now with a wait, but we he said, what's something you look forward to in college?
Well, I'm looking forward to. Firstly, the competitiveness. I know it's different. I know it's more hyped, it's more free, it's more fun. I'm looking forward to the atmosphere, just being at the HBCU in general. It's different than just regular college. And the media is gonna be there. They're making a Netflix show on Mike Vick coaching. So it's cameras everywhere, it's exposure
Ooh,
everywhere. You either gonna stand up or you're gonna have to sit down. That pressure bust pipes are gonna be your pipe gonna be busted or you're gonna be a diamond.
yeah, no question. No question. So speaking of that, you bringing up Norfolk State or whatever. When did Norfolk State first appear like on your radar? And then what set them apart during the process for you to commit
Mm.
to Norfolk State?
So ninth grade year was the first time I heard from Norfolk State. Coach T. Flood, he took me, Makai Frisbee, and I think Jaden Gilliam. We went on a visit to Norfolk State during a regular season game. Talking to them. That staff not there no more. But I was remember Steve Adams. He was there. He was talking to us in the little room. But then 10th grade year, I 10th grade and 11th grade year, I didn't really hear from them. 10th grade year, I was hurt. You know, I ain't really get no looks besides Campbell. Shout out Campbell for that offer. 11th grade year, I ain't hear from him either. Just keep on grinding, just kept going. Picked up a couple offers from Hampton University, Temple University, Georgetown, 11th grade summer. Then, at 12th grade, even after the season, season ended in November. Mike Vick got hired in December, I think. So around there, that's when they became on my radar. And then when he offered me, it was just in my head, like, who wouldn't want to play for Michael Vick? That's a legend, especially in the 757. He from Newport News. So you know what I'm saying? That was a real legend. And I was like, I want to play for him. I want to show him what I can do.
Yeah, that's funny. The whole circle. Uh, Coach Dotson, Mike Vick. You know, me and Vic played together for Coach Dotson back in the days.
Oh, for real. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. Coach D been around for a long time. Good old man. Good man. Wear shorts all year long. Still do the same.
Shorts all year long. Coldest game of the
Yeah,
year. He still got cargo shorts on.
and he ain't never cold.
Word.
Yeah. So you pretty much hit on it. Like, but I was going to ask you, like, what was your action when you found out, you committed and you was accepted that you would be playing for Mike Vick?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was a little starstruck. That's a big name. That's an NFL Hall of Famer, NFL legend, Newport News, Hampton legend for sure. Definitely. So that really helped me in my decision. And I played on the 707 team that was run by him, so I already had a connection with him. I've talked to him before, met up with him. So you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I felt loved, I felt welcomed at Norfolk State. So
Mm-hmm.
that really led to my decision.
I'm gonna get to Pella question after I ask you this part. Like, what's one of the most valuable things he told you so far? Whether it's anything, recruiting, playing, anything.
So this is actually this is funny because this had nothing to do with football at first. So I'm at an award ceremony. This is for my academics. I had an academic scholarship given to me. Turns out he's one of the guest speakers there. No,
Uh,
neither of us know. So he a guest speaker. So they called my name out. They called me out for my award. He's shocked. I'm shocked. I didn't know he was there. Give me a little dap, take a picture, and then I'm walking away. He get on the speaker. He say, That's my linebacker right there. Crowd start cheering, start clapping and stuff like that. It felt good to be like that. Then after that, he came to talk to me, talking about some keep your head down, keep working, keep going hard. You're gonna inspire in Norfolk State. So yeah, that was good.
Yeah, man. So let me get the Pella question real quick. Man, I'm getting old. He said, "How's your preparations for the next level, and do you plan on playing any other position?"
So my preparations, I feel like I've been doing good. I've been consistent ever since basketball season ended. I was in the 180s because basketball, all you doing is running. Now I'm back up to 210. I'm getting bigger. I've been working every single day, quite literally. Sometimes two a days, but sometimes just one. Get some rest after. Eat the right food. Drink the right protein. Get the right protein. I got a couple shakes I make, secret shakes I make. Help me get my weight up and my build my muscle. And running. Running is definitely one of the keys. Running
Yeah.
and work when you're
Question,
uncomfortable. When you don't want to
man.
do it, it's all mental, really, really all
This new
mental.
generation, man. I'll make sure they can hear that part because we ain't gonna get into them.
Yeah.
This I'm get one more question from the viewers real quick. My man Joe, what's up? He say, "What you plan on studying at Norfolk State?"
I'm gonna be studying computer science, minor in cybersecurity.
Ooh, boy, trying to get that bag. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen, man. I just like you just saying, y'all boys bulking up, working up, putting on that weight. I remember seeing some of you guys, and some of the guys I ain't seen in a couple of years. Like so they freshman year, then I bump
Mm.
into them at the game. Now, y'all boys, shh,
Big.
yeah.
Mm.
Some guys really, really, really got big. Um, yeah. So it's like I said, I got a. So right now I'm coaching 12-year olds, and a lot of them
Hmm.
is graded. They'll be 13, about to go ready to start their freshman journey in another year. So, what advice would you give to the younger local athletes about navigation through the recruiting process and all that? And you can explain your journey a little bit. Explain your journey as well.
Firstly, your grades gotta be there no matter what. No college is looking at guys, especially if you're not the biggest or the strongest. They're not looking at guys with low twos, like two ones, two twos, even the ones. They're not gonna look at you. They can't even get you into college. You ineligible to play. That's the
Y'all
first
heard
thing.
that? Grades, 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 grades. And I ain't calling no name, but it's important because I got one of my key players that ain't gonna play this year. Probably if you got about 2 weeks in school to get them grades up.
See, shout out,
And
shout out my mom. My mom was a school teacher. I could have
oh
been
yeah,
Travis Hunter. I could have been Travis Hunter. If I didn't have the grades, I was not gonna play. She never played with that, so I shout out her for keeping me on point, keeping me on task for that. But second thing with your recruiting process, you gotta stay consistent and you gotta get media attention. Post your workouts, post your film everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even. You know, post your workouts, post your film, reach out to college coaches, go on their websites. They'll have the little emails that you can email all of them. I used to
mm-hmm.
shout out my dad. Shout out my dad. I used to email around 40 colleges a day. Just emailing, just reaching out to everyone, trying to get into school, trying to be where I fit in at, see who's showing me love, stuff like that.
Yep, very key, reliable points.
Mm.
Um, so y'all pay attention. Grades first, man. Grades, 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 and more grades. The better the grades, the more
Mm.
it can help you. Because
Definitely.
it could be you and this guy look about the same on film. He got a 3.0 and you got 3.8. That might make the deciding factor right there.
Yeah, because they
Um,
think he's more responsible. They know he gonna do his work.
ex-
They could do his stuff in the field.
exactly, exactly. Um, so what are you looking forward to? I think we asked you that, but it might have been a different
Mm.
way. When you, no, we asked you what you was looking forward to. What you looking forward to when you become a Norfolk State spot? And if we did ask you, I can't remember. I'm old, man. Shots to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the culture, the environment. I'm looking forward to the team. I'm really, really ready to see all my guys, all my teammates, get in with them, get some work in, make some friends, be able to what's the name, get some work in with them. really for
Yeah,
real. The media attention is gonna come because it's Michael Vick. Everyone gonna be there. Everyone want to see him either succeed or do bad. There's some haters and some lovers out there, so it's gonna be attention everywhere.
yeah, man. Yeah, I just leave that as that's a whole nother episode. But I like what you said about the grades, man. Because I remember, and like I said, I always talk about that team. A lot of you guys, I remember the first year when I was there, everybody grades was okay. But
Mm-hmm.
when we kept stressing that, you had ones with the good grades. But I remember that second year how we stressed it and we put on, and it was guys like, I think, I ain't gonna say everybody because I'd be lying, but the whole team turned around and was doing good grades.
Me,
And as we got older, I see a lot of you guys 3.5s or better. You had some that,
yeah,
but that's huge, man. A lot of dudes
yeah.
grades be trash. So shout out to all the parents,
Mm,
the mentors, and whoever helped
mm.
had impact. It take a village, man. Grades
Definitely for
are,
football too, because that year, first year, right, we lost to George Miller. First time we ever played them. Second year, we go undefeated. It's the difference.
yep, man. I remember that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl hurt like,
Hurt crazy.
man. We
That
put
was
in
my
all
first
that
time
work
playing football.
because the year before you came,
Hmm.
I think we won 2 games. We won
Oh,
like we won like two, and but we was in every game. We'd lose at the end, 6 points. It was tough. So the next year we just and we had almost the same team, but on
hmm.
that team we had Keon was on the line. Keon Farmer played offensive line. Amir Ibrahim played offensive line. I think DJ played center.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember.
and somebody else. And then so the next year, DJ was at quarterback. Keon went in the backfield. Amir was out wide. And somebody else that was on the line. It was a couple of guys. And then y'all guys came in, Bop and all them guys,
Mm,
man. It was just
mm.
made a difference, man. So
Definitely
yeah,
crazy.
iron sharpens iron, man. And if you wanted to play on that team, you had to bring the pain. Have
Definitely, because it won't vacant through it. You had to.
yeah, you
Definitely
get
taught me grit.
you get punished in practice quick. Uh, so paint us a picture where you see yourself in about 4 years from now, both as an athlete and as a young man in this world.
Athlete. Picture myself in the NFL. That's always been the dream goal, getting closer and closer every year. So I feel like I got to step up even more than what I have been doing to keep trying to attain and reach my goal. That's really where I see myself as an athlete in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, I want to get my first a man of God. Firstly, keep my relationship with God for the next 4 years and going on throughout my whole life. But as a degree standpoint, I'd hope to have my computer science, cybersecurity degree. I'd like to open up a business, just cybersecurity, just working on that, stuff like that, or go into the military, the Air Force, get working with them doing cybersecurity or top secret stuff like that.
Hey man, all sounds good to me. Let me see if I missed
Mm,
anything. Joey asked about Norfolk State Palisade. Proud of you. Proud of you.
thank you.
You got one of your Norfolk State guys, coaches. I forgot Marcus Rowe. Say always we remember that. That's what's up, Mr. McMillan.
Yes.
That's crazy. Small world though. Yeah, as we just saying, McMillan played with us too. McMillan, I played with McMillan at I played with McMillan at Ferguson. Me, him, Vic. McMillan was the backup quarterback that year, and then Mike moved up. Uh,
Mhm.
McMillan ended up taking over. Man, we went 9-0, lost our last game at the end of the
Dang,
game. Man, that hurt, man. And then I went to
stick with you forever.
end up going to Mitchfield with McMillan, and then I was one of the ones. That was my playing days was over once I went to Mitchfield. But uh, yeah, Joe say you hear you, man. That's good stuff you talking about. So what's one thing you really wanted to accomplish in Norfolk State that will make your Newport News community very proud of you? I heard you say already your dreams and goals, so I
Yeah.
could kind of put it together.
Firstly, just getting to this point and is already making some of my family members proud because some of my family ain't do all this, go to college, stuff like that. But I wanted to get on the field, start really as a freshman, just keep on working so I can work to that. I want to make conference, stuff, all American stuff like that. Eventually go to the NFL, That's really what I want
Hmm.
to accomplish as a Spartan football wise. Uh, as a student, I want to be on honors, 3.0, 3.5, really or higher. My mom gonna stay on me no matter where I'm at school wise. Always gonna bug me about it. I'm gonna always remember that voice in my head from mom for teaching and my dad for sports. I'm gonna always remember that. So I think that'll help me push. They raised me well.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So, Rashad Brown say got a plan, and I don't know how to pronounce that. Y'all got all these. they say they say
Thanks,
proud
Faith.
cause. Okay, Faith. Okay, my bad. I ain't want to mess it up. I probably would have said five or five or something. Yeah, man. Just some little fun stuff, man. What's one of your like? What's your game day hype song, man? What's your game day hype song? And we're gonna get
Game
your
day.
dad on in a few seconds. See, little remarks for him to wrap it up before we get off.
It was funny. We had like a little cousin or brother of this guy called Wadi Guapo. He from Richmond. So yeah, we
Okay.
we blast his music before the game. Everyone hype, everyone turn, or either some young boy or Kodak Black Skrilla. That'll get everyone turned for sure.
Mm, okay. I could go for that. Um, What are your favorite Newport News spots to eat at after a big game, man? Big win.
All right, so first I'm gonna shout out Sopranos too on Warwick Boulevard. That's a family owned business. That's a family owned business by the kicker on our team, Abdul Mokhtar. His family owns that.
Oh yeah, that
Great
was my
Philly
spot.
cheesesteak.
Yes, sir.
Great
That's
Philly
hey.
cheesesteak.
I was just about to say that. That's my yeah. On
Definitely.
speed down to the crib.
Absolutely, they get the team a little discount or whatever. We all come after the games, especially after a win. We all be turned or Waffle House.
Mm,
If we had a Philly last week, we'll go to Waffle House next week. Show the guys just bonding. That was good times right there.
man, that's cool. So I'm gonna break this one last question down into
Hmm.
mm, two parts. Your hardest coach you ever played for and why? I'm gonna say on youth and high school. If you want to name more than one, that's cool.
Youth, they gotta be the whole boys and girls club staff. Youth, that was real tough, especially for me first playing football. It was
Man,
so
we
mentally
want that
tough for me.
bad, man.
You definitely had to be mentally ready for every practice. Way harder than the game. For high school, I'll go Coach Sykes, He expected perfection for everything on and off the field. Uh School wise, anyone, D's or F's, you got a punishment waiting for everyone outside. We all had to hold each other accountable. You know, Practice wise, sports wise, he was a defensive coordinator, so if something's wrong, you can tell. When one mess up on defense, it messes up everything on defense. We all got to be together. So when you mess up, it's all a punishment. But it's out of love. He wants us to get the scheme down, get the right stuff down. He especially work with more time for linebackers because he was a linebacker. So yeah, that was really our guys with every day.
Yeah, I just remember all this time I used to see Sykes, man. I never realized until just like I remember somebody told me that's how I realized I remember. I didn't even know I remember him from seeing him back out Deville back in the days. But he a little younger than
Yeah,
me. He a little younger than me. But it just clicked. And I see him all the time everywhere.
yeah.
Um, Before we bring your dad on, this is the last comment about getting
What's
ready to
up,
bring.
Avion?
He said, "Yeah, you see it." He said, "Tell yeah." He said, "What up, Avion?" Hey, listen, man. I thank all you fans for tuning in. Y'all been live, comments, showing love. As I say every episode, follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube page. And
All of
if you
that.
want to get on, we always open for ideas, man. Any idea you want to get on, you want to show, you want to interview, you got something you want to share, broadcast, anything of that nature, we do it. Tomorrow night we got our regular program, Open Talk. We just gonna be talking about all subjects and everything with my co-host, Mouthful Mikey. If y'all haven't seen him, he can talk and he gonna give it
That's a
in.
funny guy.
Yeah.
Funny
But
guy.
welcome to the stage, man. We're gonna bring in Z Pops. Y'all welcome to the stage, my man KE. Welcome to the stage. What's going on? You on mute. You gotta let me
You
unmute you. I
muted.
got you.
Can you
Go
hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah, there you go.
I said, "What's
What's
up, man?
going on?
For having me, man.
What's
Having my
up?
Appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate you
Um,
guys for getting on, man.
absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, listen, man. What other way to do a wrap up with you on, man? I'm gonna let you wrap it up. I know you probably watched the interview, so I'm gonna let you have some closing remarks.
Yeah, you did a good job, and good job, son. Well managed, just
thank you.
always raised. Um, I wanna thank God first, man, because to have a son like this, man, God blessed me with a good son. You know, He didn't give me and his mom any problems coming up, and of course, we raised him that way, but we had him at 19 years old. We the same age, him, me and his mom. So God guided us a lot through the beginning stages of his life. You know what I mean? Being young, not even knowing the responsibilities as a parent. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank God. You know what I mean? I also want to thank his mom too, because like he said, uh, I was a I was a high school football and basketball player. You know what I mean? So I knew that, like, that was what I did. I already knew the plan from the beginning once I seen that he liked sports, you know what I mean? But I also fell short. I fell short after high school. And I had dreams the same way that he did, that he does right now. I wanted to go play college football and go to the league and all that stuff. And I fell short. So his mom played the part where I lacked that. You know what I mean? As far as staying on him with grades, making sure that he's doing the right things, and stuff like that. As far as school wise, to be eligible to go to the next level. You know what I mean? So she play a background role. When people see me from when Z was a young boy and on the football scene, they always saw me around, and I'm giving dollars out to kids and.
Really
Yeah,
was.
we spent a lot of money on pizza them years, man.
And you score a touchdown, you get this tackle. But I was always front line with it because she allowed me to do that, as the dad, and knowing my sports background. But she was definitely behind the scenes, with the extra, motherly things that, good moms do. So I wanted to shout her out as well, you know what I mean? And you too, Rob, you played a good role in my son as far as growing up too, man. You was a heck of a guy
Definitely.
with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, football and outside of football. You dealt with a lot of kids from the downtown East End area, and you was a father figure to a lot of them kids. Coming from where we from, a lot of kids fall short as far as resources, and you know, so a person like you that's from that area that understands that, you definitely did your part. You know what I mean, with the kids that was lacking parents or lacking a lot of other things. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, brother.
I want to give you your flowers as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's kind of basically it with me, man. I'm just proud of my son. You know what I mean?
Thank
Um, I told him early as a little boy, like, look, man, it's gonna be kids that you grow up with that they're gonna be good early. They're gonna be
you.
talented.
Well off.
Some of these kids gonna fall off due to grades, due to just they can't cut it anymore. Some of them gonna go to jail, and unfortunately, some of them gonna get killed. You know what I mean? Some of them
Yeah.
gonna die out here in the streets. That's the unfortunate thing about this life we live. You know what I mean? And he experienced all that with his friends. Some been locked up, some stopped playing, and he had two teammates that died of gun violence. You know what I'm saying? And youth ball and high school teammates. You know what I mean? So me just giving him the game on that, and him being able to understand that and steer away from the things that can easily get you into those unfortunate situations. You know what I mean? He listened to me, so I'm definitely proud of that, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Got a comment, but he ain't finished it. But yeah, man, listen, man, why you saying that? you guys played a huge factor, man, because as we see now, and I ain't knocking it, I'm just speaking facts. For the guys like you, my brother, Wes, Catfish, just trying to think of some of the guys from back then. If I'm missing anybody, sorry, Davenport dad, now I can't think his name right on my head. Um,
Daryl Davenport.
yeah, like that makes a huge impact just for them guys hearing their father's presence. Because as we know, in the youth sports, man, you go to the game, it's full of the women,
For the
Mothers.
mothers.
But that program we was at the Boys and Girls Club, it was a lot of dads that was out there. That was, and to be honest, I was shocked. Like, okay, this look good out here. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually dads pulling up after work, coming right to practice. You know, we had a good family at the Boys and Girls Club, man.
yeah.
Definitely. Core memory.
Yeah, that's something I never forget because, like you said, even though the team was there, it was unity, it was a family, all the dads, the parents, like, and I just remember, like, man, I ain't gonna go into it, it's just a lot. And Tuck said, "Let's go Z." Like I said, man, we thank everybody for tuning in. We about to get ready to wrap it up. Okay, you got your man Dustin just showed up. He said, "Yes, sir. We miss you tonight, Z. I'm glad you locked in on this."
Workouts today.
I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna see we got a 2:15 workout tomorrow.
Give him some extra work tomorrow. He tell me.
Shout out to Dustin, man. Dustin do a good job.
Definitely.
And shout out to Dustin. You do a good job.
Yeah, bro. You said something and I ain't see the rest. You said, "Tell them these. Let them know this. I always told my soldiers when stuff get hard, remember these words, and you ain't finished. I don't know what the words are, bro."
When stuff get hard, just trust God, man. Trust God, and stick to the plan. Trust your process, man.
No question, no question. Shout out y'all. Listen, man. Shout out your 707 thing. Tell the people watching when y'all crank back up how they can find y'all or whatever.
Okay, so the 707, that was it started under Michael Vick. We called it V7 Elite. I actually started it because I wanted my son to get better as far as guarding and the passing coverage or whatever. So I kind of started it on on not even thinking how it can really go, how big it can go, you know. And then when I hit Michael Vick up about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll back it." It turned out to be a good situation. But unfortunately, when he took the college job, we only had high school, so it would have been a high school violation for him to keep the V7 going on through high school as far as recruiting wise. So we're about to revamp that, and we're gonna start with the younger guys now. We're gonna start with the middle school guys and come on up. So be on the lookout for that, definitely, for sure. We're gonna revamp this thing.
Man, y'all may make me get
You gonna
back
see
out
my
there with
little
my
brother.
707.
Hey, look, absolutely, yeah. And Z got a younger brother coming up, Carter.
You
He
gonna
was a
see my
baby.
little brother.
He was a little baby when he was playing youth ball, but he coming up too, and we gonna work with the 6th grade on up. Hey, Rob, we got a spot for you, bro.
Thank you.
He said, "Congratulations, Z. You and the inspiration to the kids. Keep going." Oh,
Thank you.
here
I
you go, bro.
appreciate it.
Bro, you all late with the rest of your comment. Stand tall, stick
So
your chest out, hold your head up, and then do it again every day.
Absolutely, I
No
appreciate
doubt.
those.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's my brother. Y'all don't remember him? He was in the
Remember him?
military run. Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Come to the games and be out there too. I
Oh
remember.
yep. Ace is watching and learning from you, for real. That's what's going on. Nottingham said that.
Little Ace. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
him.
yeah. Get on him, Dustin. Dustin saying you forgetting to drop the plug, man. He said they on VTech June the 14th, man.
We going to Virginia Tech. We taking a group of linemen and a group of skill guys up to Virginia Tech for the Virginia Tech college camp. We got a good relationship with them or whatever. Dustin teammate Xavier DB, that's a coach at Virginia Tech. He keeps in touch with us, and he wants us to bring the top guys in the 757 area, the ones that are Virginia Tech recruitable linemen and skill guys, and we gonna get a group of guys and just take them out there June 14th. Absolutely, yeah. So if you guys listening and you of that level, get in with me.
If you don't put the work in, don't waste the time hitting up the people embarrassing the area, man. Straight up. We gotta start telling y'all that, man. Going up there and ain't putting the work in, you get up there making us look bad. That hurt the whole area. Just get ready for the next one. That's all.
Right. And before we wrap it up, man, I want to thank everybody that was up here, all the supporters from when my son was a little boy. It's too much to name because we all know it take a village. But all the ones that we know that supported my son and you know, been there from the beginning, and the ones that we met throughout his time that wasn't there at the beginning that we met throughout his journey. I appreciate every last one of y'all. It's like I said, it's too many to name because without y'all, you know, it just can't be me and his mom. You know what I mean? So I appreciate every last one of y'all, all his coaches, all of the coaches that he played under, for sure.
We thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for the love, the support, and I appreciate you guys for coming on. This was a good episode. I had my young boys on, so I'm really proud. They watched some. And I'm going to close it off with my saying I always say to end it out. May the wind always be at your back and the sun always upon your face. And may the wings of destiny carry you aloft to dance with the stars. Until next time, keep listening with pleasure. And we enjoyed everybody tonight. Peace.
Well said, Rob. Well said.
God
No
bless.
doubt.